Tesla update here on the 24th. So I'm going to go over bullish counts now. I know some people might not like the changing of it, but that's just the way it goes in this market. You got to be flexible. You got to change. So yesterday I said 250, and then I said we were going to start that C wave down. The higher we've gone, the more and more I'm like, okay, that's probably less likely to happen now. Even yesterday or the day before, I was saying we're likely to just come down here now instead of going all the way down to 160 unless something crazy happens. But what I noticed today and what makes me think that there is a chance that we've already started the final move up is the fact that we hit the 1.61 fib exactly. We broke the parallel line. That potentially was the third wave. So you can see here, broke the parallel line, hit the 1.61 fib. What I do not like about this is this was an impulse move, in my opinion, yet it's a second wave potentially. So it doesn't look like a second wave to me, but it could be a second wave based on what I'm seeing here. Parallel lines usually tell you a lot, and I use them for almost everything. So first wave, second wave, third wave, 1.61 fib breaks the parallel line. If that is a third wave, I'd be looking for a fourth wave retracement outside of this parallel line, which is the midpoint between these two, potentially down here to fill the gap at 240. But if that is what this count is, you're looking at this going up here. So another parallel line here. You're looking at this breaking above 275, 280, maybe even filling the gap here at 290 for the third wave pretty quickly. This might take till the end of the week, maybe into early October, into deliveries, and then it should take off above 275. Where would it go from there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Potentially all the way up here to 356. Why 356? Let's zoom out here. The 1.61 fib the 1.61 fib is actually at, I got that wrong. This is kind of confusing because this right here. So actually, no, this would actually be a C wave because the 1.61 fib is at 405, and also this is at 405 to 410. They're at the exact same spot. So if this is a 5-wave move, this is the final 5-wave move for Tesla to go up. I guess I can't say that 100%, but it's more than likely this or this or a diagonal. One of the two. So if this count works out, you're looking at something up here to minimum, let's just say minimum 355, maximum probably 410 to 420. So now going back down to the smaller time frames, is it 100% that? No, it's not 100% that, but it's looking more and more likely based on this movement. And there are a few other counts, but I don't like them as much now because we didn't really get the move I wanted to out of. We got to move down here to 249, but the way that this ended, I don't really like it that much. And then I don't like this impulse move off the bottom. And now we're just chopping here. Like there's a lot of things I don't like about the way this ended for me to say, oh, we're going to come down here, back down to 200. So another count that we could look at is this being a 333. Let's draw the parallel line here. So it would actually come down here, maybe both of them come down here to 240. And then I'd be looking for potentially 300. So probably this gap fill at 290 by October 24th. That's another count that makes a lot of sense. And what would that count do? That count would do this. There's your ABC right there. So what I said in the videos in the past, I don't like the way it ended today and the way it went down. So what I have to do, I have to change the way I look at it, figure out what's going on. That sometimes changes your whole count. Unfortunately, that's just the way the stock market works. They're selling tons of calls here. So I do think that 240 is very likely, 239 gap fill is very likely on either one of these counts. But I don't think it's likely we see that C wave right away down to here. So potentially 240 over the next 2 to 4 days, I would say. And then after that, another swift move higher with all the catalysts in October. There's a chance they just keep this market up through the election at this point. Like seasonality hasn't done anything. We are down a little bit in September. We've been up all the way through September, basically. One other thing to take into account, too, is NVIDIA could be in this wedge. And it would also top out right here and then probably pull back like 10%. So that would be about what Tesla would pull back, a little bit less. So that's something to take into account as well. The bearish count on NVIDIA is something like that. So on the weekly time frame, though, on Tesla, I would say that this 333 actually makes more sense because the top of 2 standard deviations is right around this gap fill at 290. And that is a monthly supply zone. So I know it just keeps on getting more complicated. It's pretty complicated. This stock has so many different patterns. And also with volatility so high, 99% volatility, it makes it even harder to figure out exactly what it's doing. But right now, I don't see any reason to say that my original thoughts of it coming down here to 160 are going to happen, or even 200. I would say it's more likely 240 at this point, and then back up here with all the catalysts. I would say that the A, B, C, D, E count up here to 290 makes more sense based on standard deviations. Move up here to 400 would be at like 4 or 5 on the weekly. It doesn't really make that much sense to me. So we'll see what happens. I think overall, though, 240 should be coming in the next couple of days, and that's all that really matters. And then you reevaluate. Once it gets down to 240, you look at it and say, okay, this happened and this happened. What's most likely now? If I wanted to just be right, then I would just stick with my original count. But I can tell you I care about making money more than being right. So I'm always going to give the best counts I see, but they're not always going to work out 100%. So hopefully you understand that watching these videos. Some people, honestly, they like literally expect you to nail it 100% on the dot. And if you don't hit it 100% on the dot, they say you're wrong. It's actually kind of funny. So that's my little talk about getting it exactly right. I just aim for ranges. If I can get the range right, then you're probably going to make money. So anyway, that's it for this video. Leave me a comment, like, subscribe if you like the content, and I'll keep you updated. We should be headed, hopefully, to 240. I haven't looked at the moving averages real quick, though. Let's take a look at that. These are way down here. We are way, way past the 20 and the 50. That's another reason why correcting down here to at least 240 makes sense. That's it for this video. Have a good day.